I know you've seen grain-free cereal all over the place, especially this guy. But is grain-free cereal actually good? I'm Kristen, this is Kristen Unpoisoned, and on this channel we take the poison out of everyday living, and today we're going to do that by taking a deep dive into 5 grain-free cereals to find the good and the bad. If you haven't already, watch my video on why you might consider going grain-free. I'll post it up here as well as in the description below, but here are just a few reasons not to eat conventional cereal. Reason number 1 is that many cereals contain toxins like the weed killer Roundup, and I've heard the argument that it's such a small amount that it doesn't really matter, but I mean, is a small amount of a known poison okay? The math doesn't really math in that instance, so I don't want to eat any of it. I think it's probably a good idea for you not to as well. Reason number 2 to not eat conventional cereals is the excessive sugar that's added to it. There's so much sugar in conventional cereals, and most of it is added sugar, which means it's basically empty calories. And speaking of empty calories, the third reason to consider not eating conventional cereal is the nutritional value. There's kind of not any there. Have you ever wondered why cereals are fortified? That's mainly because when cereals are produced, when they're milled, and they go through the processing process, they lose a lot of their nutritional value, if not all of it. So they add in a bunch of vitamins and minerals so that there's still some nutrition within the cereal. If there's an option, I'd rather just eat cereal that doesn't have to be fortified, you know? That being said, no cereal is super nutrient dense, even the good ones we'll look at today. You are better off eating whole foods because, I mean, all cereals have to be processed to become cereals, you know? Okay, so let's get started taking a look at those 5 grain-free cereals. We'll start with Magic Spoon since it's probably the most widely advertised grain-free cereal. Alright, so we're here on the Magic Spoon website looking at the cereal. We've got a variety box here. Okay, let's see. High in protein, 13 to 14 complete protein per serving, keto friendly, 0 grams of sugar, gluten-free, grain-free, natural flavors. So that's not good. Let's see if we can actually find an ingredient list. Oh, here we go. Alright, so let's look through this. Ingredients. The first ingredient is milk protein blend, which is a bad idea for us. Let's see. Oh, okay. Whey protein, concentrate, and casein. Right, so if you have seen some of my other videos or you've read Dr. Peter Osborne's book, No Grain, No Pain, you know that for those of us that are autoimmune and have reactions to gluten and grain, milk proteins, dairy proteins, actually, all dairy proteins, including milk proteins, look so similar to grain proteins to our bodies that they attack them as if they were gluten. First ingredient in a Magic Spoon here is a no-go for us. We've got a sweetener blend. What is it? Sweetener blend is monk fruit. I don't know about y'all, but I find monk fruit disgusting. It has this aftertaste that I do not enjoy. And it's also blended with allulose, which is, I don't really know a whole lot about that sweetener. I know that almost 100% of the time it's derived from corn, which is obviously a grain, which would make this cereal not 100% grain-free. Of course, we'd have to reach out to the representatives at the company to see, to ask what the allulose is actually derived from to know 100%, but it's almost always from corn, so that's interesting. We've got oil blend, tapioca starch, chicory root, peanut flour, peanut extract. Of course, that if you're allergic to peanuts, that's not good, but that doesn't have to do with grain-free particularly. Cocoa powder, natural flavors. Okay, are they gonna tell us what it is? Let's look. Nope. So the deal with natural flavors, there are 100 or so different chemicals that they can use to concoct the flavorings in foods. There's a fascinating article on this on ewg.org by David Andrews that's all about natural flavors and artificial flavors. I will link that below, but definitely give that a read because it gives you a lot more information on natural flavors and all of that. Yeah, so unfortunately, Magic Spoon is a no for us, mainly because of the milk and the natural flavors. So let's move on to the next cereal on our list. This is the 3 Wishes website. They sell a few different products, but let's just look at this cereal. Okay, it automatically takes us to the unsweetened variety. Let's see if I can find the ingredient list. Oh, wow. So it's just chickpea, tapioca, and pea protein. Okay, so it looks like 3 Wishes is good, at least the unsweetened variety. Let's look at a few more and see if they're good across the board. Let's look at cocoa. Okay, we've got chickpea, tapioca, pea protein, organic cane sugar. cocoa natural flavors, and monk fruit. So cane sugar is not the best idea just because it spikes your blood sugar so much. But if you have it every now and then, you know, depending on you, depending on your body, it's probably fine. But the natural flavors, of course, we don't even know what that is. So that's a definite no. And the monk fruit, for me personally, makes it a no because I cannot with monk fruit. Nope. So that natural flavors is not a good sign. I wonder if that's in everything else. Let's check honey. Yeah, it's got the organic cane sugar, natural flavors, and monk fruit. So unfortunately, there's the natural flavors again. Let's try another one just to see if they all have it. We'll try cinnamon. Yep, there it is. Natural flavors. Oh, that's really unfortunate. So it looks like probably then all of their cereals have natural flavor in it, except for the unsweetened variety. So that's unfortunate, but that is what it is. At least there is one 3 Wishes that is good. Lovebird. I actually love Lovebird. I've loved them for several years. Back in the beginning, they used to have collagen in the cereal, which I really loved, but they've since removed it, which is kind of annoying, but it is still a good cereal. I love how their advertisement, it basically is the ingredients. As you can see, each of these boxes here has the ingredients listed right on the front, which is quite nice. They have a lot of variety now too. The only 2 I've actually tried are the unsweetened and the honey variety. Let's take a quick look at the unsweetened. And they have all the pluses listed here. It's organic, grain-free, paleo, and AIP, gluten-free, no refined sugar, no natural flavors, which is amazing. So this is the one that I've bought most frequently. It's the unsweetened variety. It's just organic cassava flour, organic coconut oil, and sea salt, which is great. You do need to add stuff to it, at least for me anyway. I always add a banana and a drizzle of maple syrup, and it's just delicious. And the other one that I really love that I buy a lot now is the honey. And that is organic cassava flour, organic honey, organic coconut sugar, organic coconut oil, sea salt, and organic vanilla extract. So with that one, I usually just put a banana and maybe some strawberries in it, and that's it. It's so nice. And there are a few other varieties. There's strawberry, there's cinnamon, and there's also cacao. And those all look really great as well. So as you can see, all the Lovebird cereals are a go, and let's move on to our next cereal. Nuco Coconut Crunch is one I've had before and also really like. One great thing about it is it has a lot of fiber. It's got 8 grams of fiber, which is hard to come by in some of these cereals. The ingredients are just organic coconut water, organic coconut meats, and organic palm starch. So that's really great, really clean. But with this one, I do like it a lot, but you do need to add bananas and like strawberries and a little bit of maple syrup or something to it. Otherwise, at least for me personally, it's a little bit too plain. And you can see in the pictures here that they've included, it looks like chocolate chips and bananas. Somebody added some pumpkin seeds, some other fruits. So it's a really great cereal, but you definitely need to add stuff to it. So that's another great one to consider. And now we're moving on to our next cereal. 7 Sundays is actually a new brand to me. I hadn't heard of them before, or I had seen them and not paid any attention. So I'm really glad that I found out about this company. So let's just look at the cereal because I think they have a bunch of different stuff. Shop Real Cereal. And then on the left side here, since you're seeing a lot of oats, and obviously we can't eat oats. So if I go over here, there's grain-free. I'll just take that and we'll see all the grain-free offerings. There we go. So there's a bunch of cereal here to choose from. Let's start with Real Cocoa Sunflower Cereal. All right, let's look at the ingredients. We've got cassava, sunflower protein, dates, cocoa powder, coconut sugar, coconut oil, vanilla extract, and sea salt. So that is clean. How exciting. And the sunflower protein, I wonder how much protein that is. Let's look at the... Here we go. So we've got 5 grams of protein in there. That's great. Okay. How nice. Let's look at the other ones and see if they are also good. Hopefully they don't sneak any natural flavor in there on us. This is the maple sea salt. Ingredients: cassava, sunflower protein, maple syrup, coconut oil, dates, maple sugar, vanilla extract, and sea salt. All right, okay. So it looks like we have another brand. 7 Sundays. Okay. Check out the real berry. We won't look at every single one of these because that would probably take more time than we both have today. Ingredients: cassava, sunflower protein, maple syrup, coconut oil, strawberries, blueberries, vanilla extract, and lemon extract. Okay, great. Okay, so 7 Sundays. Looks like the grain-free offerings are actually grain-free and okay for us to eat. That's amazing. After discovering 7 Sundays and realizing that I could actually eat it, I had to buy a bag, and I'm going to taste test it for the first time right here, right now. I've got the 7 Sundays maple sea salt. I've got Elmhurst hazelnut milk that I'm using here. I can smell the maple. That was pretty good. I really liked the crunch, and the maple flavor was very apparent. I wouldn't want to add any more sweetener. Like with a lot of the other cereals I eat, I put a drizzle of maple syrup in there. This obviously didn't need it. You could taste the maple in there. It was nice and strong. I think it would be better if I was able to add like a banana or some strawberries or something to it. I didn't have any of that with me today, or I would have added in there now to see what I think. But while this is good, it has not topped Lovebird. Lovebird is still my favorite cereal. But this is good and I will buy it again, and I'd like to try some of the other flavors, particularly the cocoa. I bet that one's really great. Good cereal is quite a bit more expensive than that trash sugary cereal, but it's because they use actual real ingredients in the food. Did you notice that none of these cereals needed to be fortified with anything? And again, cereal isn't a nutritious meal on its own, so it's not like you need to buy it all the time anyway. It's more of a treat, you know? Let me know in the comments below if you have any questions or if you have any other grain-free cereals that you love that you recommend. Keep living an unpoisoned life, and I'll see you next time.